I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. What it do? It's your boy Dragon Ball Art 92, and I'm back with another BAM reaction video. And today we got a good one, y'all. We actually doing a blind reaction video today. Today we'll be doing a reaction to WHIS reveals the 12 strongest Saiyans, and the list is shocking. This video is by Blast. Y'all go check them out, man. But this should be a good one. You feel me? But before we get to the content today, you guys, make sure you hit the like button so that way we can trigger YouTube algorithm. That way we can be seen by a broader audience. Also, if you're new here, I just want to thank you for coming by and checking out the video today. And if you're a Dragon Ball fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you can be a part of the Dragon Ball Art family. Because here at Dragon Ball Art 92, we do reaction videos. Dragon Ball everything reaction videos. So make sure you come on by and check out some videos. But now that we got all that good stuff out the way, let's get to the content.
The official list of the 12 strongest Saiyans in Dragon Ball Super, we currently have a character that most fans do not even know exists. But he is simply Vegeta's brother. Unlike Vegeta, Tarbal is a low-class Saiyan, just like Goku. When Tarbal was born, King Vegeta was furious at the idea of having such a weak son, and said he did not have the fighting power and aggression necessary to be a Saiyan warrior. He decided to send poor Tarbal to a very...
starting off with we're starting off fast, but I do agree, because Tarbal was garbage, bro. I mean, literally good for nothing, man, and I understand why King Vegeta sent them all. Damn! So we got Tarbal. I don't know if y'all some Tarbal fans out there, but bruh's garbage, bro. And I feel bad for you if you're really a Tarbal fan.
Your rent's due, mother.
Let's get back to it.
Distant planet, and because of that, he had never been shown in Dragon Ball until one happy day, September 21st, 2008. Few people remember that era, but Dragon Ball had not had a single episode in years. Then suddenly they decided to release an episode called The Return of Goku and His Friends. That day, Goku and the gang were gathered for a delicious banquet until a spaceship crashed on Earth. Out came a Saiyan, and everyone became tense as they remembered the evil warriors from the Z Saga, everyone except Vegeta. After that, Tarbal himself explains that Namekian told him that Vegeta was on Earth after defeating Frieza. He assumes Vegeta defeated Frieza. The reason Tarbal is on Earth is that two brothers named Abo and Kato invaded the planet where he...
Yeah, bro, and Goten and Trunks took care of these two, bro. And the kids, of course, I mean, I'm not saying they're not strong, bro, because they are strong. But for Tarbal to run to get help, and then the kids, you know, defeat the warrior is kind of insane to me. You know what I'm saying? But when these two knuckleheads fused, you know, became the big blob.
What?
They were more of a challenge to the boys. You know what I mean? I believe in this episode, I think Goten and Trunks fused as well. You know, but yeah, it was an interesting fight. You know what I mean? But bro didn't do no fighting, bro. He just ran for help. Garbage.
Lives and have been causing trouble. Goku arrives with a big smile, asking if they were strong, but Tarbal reads Goku's power level and says he would have no chance. Goku then wipes the floor with Tarbal by showing his Super Saiyan. According to Vegeta, Tarbal is still very weak, and this special episode shows that Abo and Kato are on the same level as the Ginyu Special Forces, which is why it was so easy for Goten and Trunks as children to take them out. In 11th place, King Sadala. Now we move from a prince to a king. King Sadala is the equivalent of King Vegeta, the father of the Vegeta we know, but in Universe 6, the twin universe of Universe 7, where Goku lives. Although he has never physically...
I honestly think that's an unfair take, bro, because we never got any footage of King Sadala. But, I mean, from the information that, you know, we received from Kaba and the girls, I guess they were the first Super Saiyans on the planet. So I can understand at that level, but just at a base level, man, we never really got a chance to experience Universe 6 at all. So that's an unfair take to say that King Sadala is number 11 on the list. You know what I mean? So this is a take I don't agree with until we explore more into the other universe. Then we can give a real um example or a real estimation of where bros stand in the same ranking. That's just my opinion. Let's get back to it.
Appeared in the anime or the manga, he has always been mentioned with respect. When Kaba is about to fight Vegeta in the Tournament of Gods, he says that Vegeta looks like the king of his planet. This catches Vegeta's interest. Vegeta has not gotten over the destruction of his planet to this day, as seen in the recent sagas of the manga that you follow monthly here on the channel. Beyond that brief mention in the anime, the manga also references this when Kaba is defeated by Mana and Vegeta saves him, saying he will not let him die until he fulfills his promise to take him to planet Sadala to meet the king. The reason he is in 11th place is that compared to Tarbell, he is a strong warrior. However, he does not know how to transform into Super Saiyan. This becomes clear when Kaba states that he himself was the first Super Saiyan of Universe 6. In 10th place, we have Yamoshi. Everyone has always wondered who the legendary Super Saiyan is. Is it Goku?
What? Come on, bro. Come on, Yamoshi, out of all people, bro, he was the first Super Saiyan. Well, I mean, I think he should be up a little bit more on the ranking. I'm not saying he's the strongest, but bro, and I think his spirit is what was lurking through the universe, looking for somebody to become a Super Saiyan God. I mean, that's incredible feats in all actuality, bro. I mean, but I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on this one right here. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section.
Is it Broly? Is it Bardock? None of them. Yamoshi was considered a myth until the film Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. There we learned that many years ago, there was a Saiyan different from all the others. He and his 5 companions of just hearts started a rebellion against Saiyan. Being outnumbered, they were cornered, and that is when Yamoshi transformed into a Super Saiyan, surprising everyone with his transformation and fighting style. Since there were many warriors who kept attacking him, he eventually lost his strength and was sadly defeated. But he did not fully die. Although his body had no more life, his spirit began to wander, searching for 6 righteous Saiyans to create a new savior. The god Super Saiyan was his spirit that awakened Beerus's interest in the subject when Beerus had a prophetic dream. To prevent any confusion, let me point out a lie that the anime producers themselves placed in the film. In the film, Shenlong says that Yamoshi was the first Super Saiyan god. However, that is not true. But how is it not true if it is in the anime? The fans who follow the channel closely know that the people who make the anime use Akira Toriyama's script as a base but change many things. However, Akira Toriyama himself stated in an official interview that Yamoshi was the first normal Super Saiyan, the yellow one. So if he said it, that settles it. For transforming into Super Saiyan, he ranks above King Sadala. In 9th place, we have Goten. Goten is a disappointment for those who expected him to be the number 1 right now.
Oh man, the Goten fans out there, how y'all feel about this, man? Leave a comment in the comment section. Well, my opinion is I think he might be spot on with this one. I do agree that Goten is stronger than the previous warriors that he mentioned, but he's also not stronger than a lot of the Saiyans that be out there. Even some of the warriors, he's not even stronger than. So, that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to go hard on Goten. But
now listen, I'm not being superstitious.
You just got to step it up, bro. They got to write them a little bit more better, man. My opinion. But let's get back to it.
Now, since as a child he had demonstrated far more potential than Goku and Gohan combined. Seriously, Goten was transforming into Super Saiyan while playing, while his father and brother had to push themselves to the absolute limit in training and only managed it at a much older age. He is only stronger than those before him because he is a hybrid Saiyan and has that natural potential. Akira Toriyama, the author of Dragon Ball, has already stated in an interview that Goten is the Saiyan with the greatest potential, and that makes sense. His feats back it up. So how did he end up only in 9th place, having twice the age he had when he was dominating compared to other Saiyans?
Because the boy don't train, bruh. He just plays around. You know what I mean? And I mean, what can you expect? He is a kid. So, You know, that's the only reason why he's placed so low on the list, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But let bro explain.
Saiyans at the same age? The reason is simple. Since Goten is a hybrid, he gravitated more toward normal human desires than toward normal Saiyan desires. And because of that, he stopped being interested in fighting. He only came back in the most recent manga saga because he, as a teenager, was excited by the possibility of being a superhero. So he is relatively strong with his Super Saiyan, but still not strong enough to defeat 8th place. Trunks. Goten and Trunks are basically one and the same in Dragon Ball, even though their lifestyles are
Guess that's a one up for you Trunks fans. It's a one up, one up, one up. Hey. But they go back and forth sometimes. And I think Trunks is only stronger because he's older. And he probably trains a little bit more because of Vegeta. Because you know my boy Vegeta, he be on that training, bro. He be on it, bro. Let's get back to it.
Completely different. Trunks is the son of a scientist and a brave warrior, while Goten is the son of a traditional mother and an easygoing fighting enthusiast. Trunks and Goten share an almost identical power. They fought for the first time at the Tenkaichi Budokai, a tournament that took place in Dragon Ball Z, where Trunks came out victorious. In that same saga, Trunks told Vegeta that he was slightly stronger than Goten, which left Vegeta unsatisfied because he expected more dominance from his son over Kakarot's son. Trunks and Goten generally make the same decisions. When one fights, the other fights. When one stops, the other stops, so the gap between them stays the same, with a slight advantage for Trunks. This can be confirmed by the card games from the most recent Dragon Ball film, where they have slightly different power levels. The disappointment comes when comparing them to Krillin, who is stronger than both of them when they are not transformed into Super Saiyan. This shows that Krillin became much stronger due to his preparation for the Tournament of Power, but it also shows that the two Saiyan teenagers are leaving a lot to be desired. In 7th place, Kaba. Imagine that the mere commoner boy became stronger than the king of his entire planet. This is Kaba, the son that Vegeta wished he had. When first introduced,
Bro, why you roasting Vegeta like that, bro? Vegeta already don't like bro calling him master and all type of stuff, bro. So you can't put that on Vegeta, bruh. Come on, bruh. No disrespect to the creator of the video, though. You know what I'm saying? But come on, put some respect on Vegeta name, bro.
You're goddamn right.
You know what I mean? But for you Kaba fans, how you feel about him being stronger than Trunks, bruh? Let's get back to it.
Kaba showed himself to be a different kind of Saiyan, since he had no tail and was neither savage nor wicked. Unlike the Saiyans of our Universe 7, the Saiyans of Universe 6 are peaceful heroes who are also warriors. But instead of raiding planets like the Arcosians of their universe, they carry out heroic missions to defeat villains across the galaxies. Kaba, like all Saiyans from Universe 6, was unaware of the existence of both the giant ape form and the Super Saiyan. In the Tournament of Gods, he was selected to fight Vegeta, and in order to help the boy, Vegeta said he would kill.
That's because none of them transform. They don't have tails in Universe 6. That's why they don't know about the ape form. You know what I mean? How would they? You know what I mean? And I don't even think they probably can actually even transform in that type of manner because they didn't evolve with tails. So it's quite interesting how different the universes is, but the same at the same time. Let's get back to it.
Everyone on his planet to awaken Kaba's rage and make the boy transform for the first time. If you lay a finger on planet Sadala, if you lay a finger on my family, I will not forgive you. That worked, and Kaba, as a Super Saiyan, managed to not allow that for long. So he does show the difference between the two by transforming into Super Saiyan Blue and knocking out Kaba with a single blow. Even so, Kaba showed courage and received praise. Vegeta said Kaba had the potential to reach Super Saiyan Blue one day, which is remarkable. We know Kaba is stronger than Yamoshi because this ancestral Saiyan from Universe 7 was defeated by a group of regular Saiyans who were not even transformed into Super Saiyan. And you all remember that all Saiyans, including Vegeta and his father, King Vegeta, were completely dominated by Frieza in his base form. Frieza's base form had a power level of 530,000, and the version of this villain that Super Saiyan Goku defeated already had 140 million, 10 million less than Goku at that same moment. In other words, Goku was 283 times stronger than the version of Frieza that had the entire planet Vegeta trembling with fear, easily. According to Vegeta, Kaba without transforming had the same power as him without transforming, and it is very clear that Vegeta in his base form in Dragon Ball Super, after making countless power increases.
Well, if you think about it, right? Well, he kind of sparked something in my mind, you know. But
if Yamoshi was defeated by a group of Saiyans that wasn't Super Saiyan and he was, and from the normal calculations, as we know that the Super Saiyan is stronger than Frieza's final form, is that why Frieza himself was worried about the whole Saiyan race going against him? Because he knew that if that happened, he wouldn't win the fight, regardless if he was, at his final form or not.
I'd have to do with anything.
No. He's got a point.
I mean, that could be a good possibility, man. Something to think about, right? If Yamoshi was defeated by a group of Saiyans that wasn't Super Saiyan and he was, the same thing could happen to Frieza. Just saying, because the Super Saiyan defeated Frieza. So let's get back to it.
Throughout all of Dragon Ball Z and still training with Whis is stronger than Super Saiyan Goku, who fought Frieza on Namek. So we reach the conclusion that Kaba, without transforming, is at least 283 times stronger than any Saiyan of that era, let alone Yamoshi alone. Even more so considering that Kaba now already has his Super Saiyan, which he also unlocked with Vegeta's help after refusing to give up against Mona, making him without a doubt stronger than Yamoshi. In sixth place we have Caulifla. Since both have the same transformations and very similar feats, it is difficult to know who is stronger between Kaba and Caulifla. But when we pay attention...
That's funny, bro. But I do agree. I agree that Caulifla is stronger than
Caulifla is...
That's my opinion. So I do agree with his ranking so far as the last few rankings. I don't agree with the whole overall ranking so far, but I do agree with a few of these rankings. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's get back to it.
Even more incredible than him. Caulifla easily surpasses Kaba in base form, but in turn is quickly overpowered when he becomes a Super Saiyan. Although she manages to learn the transformation shortly after, during the Tournament of Power, she was no match for Frieza in his final white form, who kicked her with enough force to send her flying into the central pillar of the arena, crushing it on impact. As a Super Saiyan, Caulifla still proved to be at a disadvantage against the Tyrant, who claimed she was not even fit to play with building blocks with him. However, she managed to catch Frieza off guard after he thought she had been defeated, and hit him solidly with a massive Kamehameha explosion that was powerful enough to destroy a large portion of the arena's edge and cause some minor damage to the Emperor of the Universe. At that point, Frieza noted that compared to Super Saiyan Goku during his first fight on Namek, Caulifla's Super Saiyan was much stronger. In response, Frieza transformed into Golden Frieza and began defeating Caulifla easily, beating her around without using much of his power. In the manga, it is stated that the defense forces of Sadala, the planet Vegeta of Universe 6, cannot defeat Caulifla, and everyone there considers her the strongest Saiyan of Universe 6. She is regarded as a diva over there.
The only reason why they probably feel like that is because they don't know the potential of Kale. Because Kale actually is the strongest in that universe, in my opinion. Let's get back to it.
Comes out on top. She is clearly more powerful, skilled, and talented than Kaba, probably by a considerable margin, while Kaba is more tactical. Based on the fact that Caulifla in her base form knocked down Kaba with a single kick and forced him to transform into Super Saiyan, it is obvious that Caulifla as a Super Saiyan surpassed Kaba by far, not to mention in Super Saiyan 2. Kaba is strong and talented, but he does not come close to Caulifla, much less to Kale. In fifth place, we have Kale. Everyone was shocked in the Tournament of Power when out of nowhere appeared a girl who transformed like the Broly.
Well, Kale being 5, which basically leaves Goku, Vegeta, Broly. Who else is he leaving out? Gohan. There's one more that he's leaving out that I'm not. So Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Broly will be the 4 left that I can think of off the top of my dome. So yeah, that's the right place because she ain't stronger than none of them. Let's get back to it.
from the old films. Although I find that pretty hilarious, her power is massively greater than that of almost all Saiyans, so let us respect her. Kale is a very quiet girl, and she does not like to talk or express herself much, but when she enters a rage, it is almost impossible to stop her power. This happens because, just like Broly from Universe 7, Kale is a mutant Saiyan, being naturally stronger than regular Saiyans. She was born with great potential, which is actually a common trait among mutant Saiyans. In the Tournament of Power, she was capable of temporarily beating down Vegeta, who at that moment was using the power of his Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan transformation, or simply Super Saiyan Blue. This feat demonstrates that she is vastly superior to her universe companions. Who is the most powerful in Universe 6, Hit or Kale? Leave your opinion in the comments. From the top 5 down.
Ooh, that's a good question. Hit or Kale? I don't know. I think I might have to give it to Hit, bro, because of his experience and his techniques. Because sometimes it doesn't matter who the strongest, like physically powerful, is what can you do with your power? You know, how do you utilize it? Can you utilize it in ways that can't be stopped? You know, so that's my opinion. Leave your opinion in the comments.
It is very easy to understand who the strongest are, because the anime and manga make that interpretation clear. However, the top 4 from here on will take into account the revelations of WHIS about the power of the warriors, because he is the best evaluator of power we currently have in the story. So in 4th place, we have Broly. Many people think that the only survivors of the explosion of planet Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z...
I mean, I don't know. Because it's either going to have to be Broly or Gohan, bro, because I think, honestly, I think Broly is stronger than Gohan, bro. I mean, in my honest opinion. Well, if we're talking about Beast Gohan, that's a whole different story. So if we're taking Beast into account, then I guess it's the right place for Broly, bro, because he damn near stronger than Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue forms. Like, they literally have to, you know, step into Ultra Instinct to deal with Broly, bro. You know what I mean? That boy is a beast. You know, let's get back to it.
Were Vegeta, Raditz, Nappa, Tarbell, and Goku. In reality, 2 other Saiyans also survived, and this was told in the film Dragon Ball Super Broly. Broly, the star of the film, is a Saiyan who was born with power superior to that of Prince Vegeta, which enraged the king. Vegeta's father then wanted to put an end to Paragus' son, but of course Paragus would not allow it. He decided to flee with Broly to another planet, but since his ship broke down, he and Broly were stranded on the terrible planet Vampa. Then years and years passed until 2 of Frieza's soldiers discovered Broly, and Frieza, without thinking twice, brought him straight to Earth to fight Goku and Vegeta. Broly was so strong at that time that not even with the strongest forms that Goku and Vegeta could freely use were they able to defeat this Showed. And to put an end to this threat, the Gogeta fusion of Goku and Vegeta was necessary. But why is Broly only in 4th place? Because the story did not stop there. The manga covers those events and continues from that point. So after that, an entire saga happens. I kind of
figured he was taking Gohan Beast into consideration. Let's get back to it.
Patrol Prisoner Saga, where Goku and Vegeta surpass Broly. This is something confirmed by WHIS shortly after a new saga begins, the Granola the Survivor Saga, which comes right after the one I just mentioned. During a meditation session, Goku asks WHIS if he knows anyone stronger than him and Vegeta in the universe. WHIS says no, but that you never know when someone powerful might appear. Since WHIS watched from the sidelines the fight between him and Vegeta and Gogeta against Broly, by deduction we can conclude that Broly does not reach the level of the two. More than 30 chapters after that meditation I mentioned, Broly returns in the manga, and by fighting against Gohan Beast and training with Goku and Vegeta, it is possible to confirm that he was indeed surpassed. In 3rd place, we have Vegeta. Goku's greatest rival was somewhat overlooked.
Wow. 3rd place goes to Vegeta. So, wow, that's interesting, bro. But I'm gonna disagree with this, bro. I'm gonna disagree with this, bro. You know what I mean? But I want to hear his argument, though. I want to hear his argument and why he feels like Vegeta is number 3. Let's get back to it.
looked at several points in the continuation of Dragon Ball Z, but the Super Series gave Vegeta his due after all this time. You all remember that Vegeta was left far behind when Goku used Ultra Instinct against Jiren, the man who was stronger than a destroyer god. However, after that, Goku was surpassed by Vegeta. This happens precisely in the saga where Goku meditates with Whis, which I just mentioned. At that moment in the story, Whis and Beerus were competing to see which of the two disciples was the warrior that the Oracle Fish had dreamed would emerge as the strongest in the universe in the future, a prophetic dream. To win that competition, Beerus taught Vegeta the Destroyer God's transformation. In the end, neither Goku nor Vegeta was the warrior from the fish's dream. It was Granola, the sole survivor of a planet raided by Frieza's army 40 years earlier. Vegeta fought Granola, and his performance against this antagonist was better than Goku's, showing the power of the new transformation he had achieved, Ultra Ego, which was only overcome when Granola used a hack that to understand you will need to read the manga. But I am thinking of bringing that complete saga to the channel, so if you want to receive it, subscribe with the bell activated. In second place, we have Gohan. This one is going to be controversial. Gohan is more than a Goku 2.0.
Okay, so the fight for second place was between Vegeta and Gohan. And in my honest opinion, if Gohan Beast, right, fought Vegeta, I think that Vegeta will win due to experience, because Gohan doesn't train that much. He's strong, but he doesn't train as much as Vegeta and Goku does, so I would probably have to give it to Vegeta, but I mean, I can understand how the argument can go both ways, so you know what I mean? But good analysis, good breakdown. Let's get back to it.
He is a combat genius in ways that no other Saiyan has managed to replicate, since he is intelligent enough to understand techniques and transformations, and that is why he is so high on the list. Everyone remembers that Gohan finished Dragon Ball Z as the most powerful Saiyan, excluding fusions, just as in this video where I am not counting fusions. After that, Gohan had an enormous journey until he finally achieves relevant power again. We saw that due to academic life, Gohan stopped training to become a biologist. From the middle of Dragon Ball Super onward, he started fighting more or less decently, but it was only in the last release film that Gohan achieved an incredible level. The film Dragon Ball Superhero, which was later adapted into the manga, shows that Gohan obtained an evolution of the mystic power he had trained with the old Supreme Kai in Dragon Ball Z to become stronger to defeat Majin Buu. This evolution was awakened at seeing the near death of Piccolo and Pan in danger. And according to Akira Toriyama himself, creator of Dragon Ball, this transformation comes from the feeling that the inner fury awakened to face a classic villain, Cell. But not the Cell we know, but Cell Max, a new version created by a scientist who used the work of Dr. Gero from the Red Ribbon organization as a base. In the manga, Gohan greatly improves this form with Piccolo's help, and it becomes much more powerful than in the film. That is why I made the top 20.
And he basically two-shotted Cell Max. You know what I mean? I think they should have had more of a fighting scene than that, or took Cell Max and perfected him and brought the original Cell's mind back. That would have been insane, bro. That would have been insane. But they didn't take that route, so. But, I mean, I still love the movie because I love all Dragon Ball content, to be honest with you. But there is some things that I thought they could have did that would have improved it. But let's get back to it.
20 strongest video, and now Gohan is much higher on the list because more manga chapters came out after that video of mine. He was able to defeat Broly with ease, even after an exhausting battle against Goku. Against his father, Gohan managed to break through the Ultra Instinct defense, even though it cost him a lot of energy. But this would not mean Gohan is stronger than Goku. Well, actually it is not quite like that. When Goku arrived on Earth to see what Gohan had accomplished during the time he was away, his intentions were only to test Gohan, and that fight was friendly for the most part. Goku had the advantage, but after being struck, he wanted to stop the fight because he had already seen enough. The fight also makes it clear that Goku with Ultra Instinct and Gohan fight at a similar level. So what would break the tie are other factors. And what factors are those? After the Tournament of Power, Goku developed countless incredible abilities that he made a point of hiding in the last fight against Gohan. For example, a level of instant transmission that surpasses what he had before. He used this technique to fight Gas in the manga. He also hid his strongest power, the Ki Avatar, which is unknown whether he can only use with Oob's help, but if he can use it alone, it is Goku's strongest ability to date. Against Gohan, Goku was also fighting with emotion, and I do not even need to say that this hurts.
And of course, we gonna give number one to Goku. I do agree, Goku is the GOAT. You feel me? But you know what I mean, there was times where him and Vegeta fluctuate. So I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But that's it for the video today, you guys. I want to thank y'all for coming by and checking out the video today. I had a good time. Shout out to Blast, man, for the video. It's a pretty good video. And, you know, people's opinion on Dragon Ball is interesting to me, man, because you never know how somebody looks at the series because, you know, we all have different opinions and different ways of viewing the series. You know, that's what makes the Dragon Ball community so unique, you know, because we all have a different vision or a version of Dragon Ball that we see in our minds. You feel me? But like, again, I want to thank y'all for coming by, man, and checking out the video. And always believe in yourself because ain't nobody else gonna do it, bruh. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.